Hey YouTube land, welcome to a new video. Today we're talking about Star Wars Battlefront and the future and the current state of the game. Over Christmas, EA had a free trial weekend for the Death Star. Now I've already got the Death Star DLC and all the DLC, but for the first time actually that I can recall, I actually managed to play some games in the Death Star. And here's some footage of me running around as Rebels and I think Imperials playing on the Death Star, and it was an absolute blast. It's probably the best fun I've had in the game for a long time. I normally play Walker Assault. It's probably the only game mode I really play. Given the amount of players in there now who just do not play objectives, which I just cannot understand. You know, it was great to get on Death Star and think, you know what, let's have some real intense action here, like in the corridors, and it was full on, absolutely full on, and it was just absolutely brilliant to play. And of course, the very next day, it was hard to find the game again because the trial weekend had finished. Which, you know, kind of brings me on to what does the future hold for this game. You know, the game now is going to be entering its second year next December, and Star Wars Battlefront EA2 will be launched, and I imagine, knowing EA and given their track record, the servers for this game will be switched off close to release. But what can they do to restore some faith in a broken, upset and fragmented community? The one thing I've noticed about the trial weekends are that there's a lot of players playing when it's free, which is obvious because it's free, but it also highlights the fact that on the PC version there are a lot of players, a lot of people bought this game, the vanilla version of the game, and want to play it, but haven't played it, either because they feel left behind now due to the DLC packs, and they can't get certain weapons, certain star cards, etc. So they can't enjoy that, or they've played it and thought, well, there's no one on here, or they've played it and thought, why are there more hackers than there are bloody gamers? Which is another reason why they probably left the game as well. And all these kind of issues are piled up, and it makes me wonder, like, you know, are EA really serious about keeping gamers and putting gamers first, as they claim they do every year at EA Play, their version of E3, where the CEO stands on the stage saying, oh, look at our great fantastic games, we care about gamers, we love gamers, you can play our games today, we love you. But actions speak louder than words, and the game has gone back to its normal state of having hardly any players in there, lots of hackers running around, no action taken against them for months on end. And it's left me wondering, what will EA do next to try and keep the longevity of this game going, if they're going to be bothered at all. Now, one thing they could probably do, rather than what I think they may do, is offer up free DLC packs over timed releases. So maybe, for example, January, February, they might release the Outer Rim pack free to all players, or have players log in at a certain time to claim it free. I'd rather not mess about and say, you know what, we got it wrong, we're really sorry that we got it wrong, the game should have had X, Y and Z at launch, it should have had a bit more than this, because let's face it, it's 2016 or 2015 when the game came out, and this game has got less than the game had in 2005. So what they can do now is say, right, what we're going to do is we're going to give you all the DLC for free. Now, if it did that, I've got the DLC, and there's probably people out there watching now going, well, I paid top dollar for the DLC. Now, I could say to you, more for you for believing all the EA PR bullshit. But let's face it, you know, the game did look very good, and all the videos that showed us were good. The beta looked good, and it looked very good. It just, unfortunately, it wasn't to be. This is where I get stuck on a dead corpse, can you believe it? Look away, everyone, it's rated 18 this bit. But what do we get? Now, if we've got DLC, if we've paid money for the DLC, what do we get for our money? Now, you could argue that we'll be losing out, but the way I see it is the fact that if the DLC is given away free, if you are looking to buy Star Wars Battlefront EA2, which I will not be doing, it gives you more players. It will just ramp up the player base like you wouldn't believe. So there'll be more players in the game. That means all the game modes that you like to play, be it hero, villains versus villains, or whatever it might well be, your game mode would be probably 10 times busier than it has ever been, because this Death Star weekend was phenomenal. I only played Blast and I had to leave games because of the queue rotation. I had to leave every match, but it just highlighted the fact that there were players in there. Players do want to play. Players want to have some fun, but they're not prepared to pay $50 for a season pass. So I think that, you know, it's a gesture of goodwill. They can say to those players, "Here, have this. This is what we, you know, going to give to you guys." And for those guys who purchased the DLC at top dollar, now personally I wouldn't really care, because I'd love to have more players in the game. But as a gesture of goodwill, perhaps they could say, well, here's a skin, here's a Death Trooper skin, for example, or an exclusive something, not a weapon, but rather it be a skin. Because weapons is the thing that's really dividing players up right now. It almost feels like it's pay to win, because if you haven't got certain packs, you can't have certain weapons or abilities, and that's wrong. You know, games should be about fun, and it shouldn't fragment gamers and put paywalls up so players cannot play and enjoy the game, especially when a game has so little content. Now, EA didn't learn that mistake when they did Star Wars: The Old Republic. That game went free to play within 6 months of launch because it just bombed. Another failed EA Star Wars game, because all I saw was money and a cash cow. But that went tits up for them. So it went free to play. But rather than doing a proper free to play, they locked all the content behind the paywall. So if you didn't subscribe, you had to either buy some passes to unlock operations and flashpoints and war zones, the game modes in the game, which not everyone did. And again, that just fragmented the community. So as a player, as I was in the game, you had longer queue times, you didn't have many players to play against, it's the same faces, and he's like, well, what's the point? You know, why are they doing this? The content's really old now, and it's locked behind the paywall. And EA have done exactly the same thing here with this game by putting everything behind the season pass. And season passes benefit nobody. It might make EA some money, which is what they're all about, let's face it, but as a gamer, from a gamer's perspective, it just divides and splits an already tiny community base. So if you are looking to move forward and play this game still, I suggest you get in there quickly, get some new weapons, get your double XP, which is now over, but again they might have another double XP weekend pretty soon. But what is the future for this game now? So I think that, given the game has been released now, I really think this is it. You know, we might get one more update, one more patch, possibly. Rumours have it that they've confirmed that they've stopped working on any more additional hero skins, as they are now working on Battlefront EA2. And I won't be getting that game simply because of how we've been treated in this one. It has left a real sour taste in my mouth. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with this game. I love it because it's Star Wars. I love it because it's the best looking, best sounding Star Wars game I've ever played in my entire life. And as a gamer, you want to experience that, and you can experience that, but unfortunately it's a half-baked attempt. And given how EA have done a trademark lack of communication, really bad community manager, really bad feedback in the forums, you know, and everything just gets ignored, yeah, I can't see a reason why I would run out and buy Battlefront EA2 on day one. I might get it when it's a couple of quid, perhaps when it's really heavily reduced, possibly. But I haven't bought Battlefield 1 as a direct result of how we've been treated in this game. And I've always been a Battlefield fan. You know, I've got all of them. 2142 is probably my favourite still, and Vietnam was amazing. Because you just want to have some fun. And those games had an expansion pack, which is perfectly normal, perfectly fine, because then you can spend £10–15 on an expansion pack, get new weapons, new vehicles to drive, new maps, etc., rather than just having 4 maps and having to pay $50 to get another few more maps. And I think it's high time that EA stopped using season passes and went back to the traditional way. Now, yes, they're a company, they have to make money. And one thing I'd like to see them do possibly is copy League of Legends. That game is free to play and they make absolutely millions. And you could argue because the player base is bigger, which it is, of course, but they're making it from skins. So, you know, and look at Overwatch, another game, a brand new IP that come out this year, and Blizzard have just knocked it out of the park. And that game had less content than this game did at launch. but it succeeded because it was so well polished. And they've supported the game, they've been active, they've been talking to the community, listening to the feedback, and Blizzard have been so involved in how Overwatch develops and moves forward. That's the reason why that game is so successful. And EA need to start looking at how Blizzard do things rather than just looking at the old Uncle Sam and say, oh look, another $1, and actually put us first going forward. So if you've got any comments, any thoughts about what you think should happen going forward, do you like the idea perhaps of offering DLC for free, or do you have a better suggestion about moving things forward for the game between now and when they release Battlefront EA2? Feel free to leave a comment below, and also if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe as well if you want to do some more videos for this game. Also I might go back to some of the old Star Wars games that I used to play, just for old time's sake, and see how they're getting on. I might even revisit Republic Commando, which was an absolutely amazing game back in the day as well. Again, another 10-year-old game, wow. But thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.